Hello, hi. My name is Enrico Rigor Katangay, and I will be doing my sixth course requirement for BPO. So yeah, let's begin. Um, so we're talking about the printing business, and of course, there are a lot of situations that are happening, and one of them is the coronavirus. So I guess all of us knows by now what the coronavirus is. It is a strain of virus that has not just affected the Philippines, but has affected the world. And in terms of that, is that it paved the way to a economic loss to throughout the whole region and throughout the world. And by that, all businesses are losing profit. And until now, there are still some businesses losing profit as the ones that I'm going to be mentioning. The situation in the printing business. So the printing business is usually flooded with customers, mostly around students and all of that. But currently, right now, the situation is very bad. It led to the shutdown of schools. Um, by that, I mean the coronavirus has made it clear that they would be shutting down schools until further notice, so that people couldn't, and especially students, couldn't get the infection or the virus. So basically, that is what's happening in that regards. And what's the next thing is that there was also a lockdown, so people essentially are not using printing anymore, especially companies, since they have their own printers and stuff. So usually the printing business is only used by students mostly, and in other ways, people who want to, let's say, get a their CVs done, something like that. And other than that, there is really no point in a printing business. If you are a business owner, of course, there'll be times where you have your own printer, but of course, you'll be using the printing business as well. Well, especially in Manila, in Mapua University, we there is a specific printing business that just prints stuff, so they cannot generate income unless they do other stuff, which we'll be, of course, discussing in this specific topic or the requirement. So by that, I mean the printing business lacks students. So it lacks the people wanting to print, since there is really no reason for, or there is really no reason, rather, to why there should be a printing. I mean, why would you print stuff when everything is done at home and you can't go to work, you can't pass your applications, you can't do anything in reality. So the business will go slow. So there is a huge difference with a publishing company and a printing business, because the main focus of everything that I'm doing for the business process outsourcing is a small business of a printing business, and especially I'm targeting those who are near schools. So these criteria fall into place with that. So yeah, they lack the students, they lack the people wanting to print, so they lack foot traffic and such, and the business will go slow or will be dead. So sorry to say this, but yeah, the business will either go slow or will never return when time comes, if the pandemic still happens and if these things happens when we cannot go to school. Other than that, the might gain actions. Of course, there are still some possible ways to finish up or to help out, ease the problems that the printing business is facing, especially those who are near the schools or is their only income, or their target market are students. So the mitigating actions that we can do is either finding a new place. Mostly those located in schools are bound to be, of course, in the boundaries in schools. So I think finding a new place would give them a better opportunity to use their resources, or to gain more income and generate more income. Other than that is find ways to attract customers. So basically, this is by using the different outlets such as social media and stuff like that. For those who really want stuff to get printed, speaking to myself, I haven't printed anything since the pandemic. So it's very hard to find either ways customers. Other than that, the best action, or the best migraine action for me is to dwell into other forms of printing. So generally, those near in school have this one kind of printing process, which is just to print paper, either it's black or white, in different various sizes. But of course, there are different ways to print as well. What we have here are just some images of it, and I'll be explaining them one by one. So, of course, we have the t-shirt printing. So, basically, t-shirt printing can be part of the printing business, since it is still related to printing. And with that, I think we can gain more customers to that, since it is in another form of a business besides printing papers. And the other one is, of course, you can see here that this is a poster. Um, Printing posters are big nowadays. There is a niche market for it, for those who want to get posters printed and stuff like that, such as, like, your favorite movie posters, favorite quotes, something like that. Other than that, we also have personalized printing, such as printing on mugs, printing on pillows, shirts. So there's different ways of printing. And I think those who have been affected by the pandemic can definitely see a strategy coming along the way when they try to implement at least some of this. It can keep their business afloat, or even make the revenues go higher, since there are different ways of printing. Of course, they can outsource different people to do their jobs, such as, for example, usually there would be a graphic designer who can do the prints for the posters, like something like that. Of course, there's also you can outsource different manufacturers when it comes to shirts, and then you'll be doing the printing, but of course you have to talk it out or negotiate with the graphic designer on what kind of design you want, and you have it printed. And then something like that goes as well with the mugs and different personalized items such as pillows and something similar to that. And of course, the last thing that we can do is to have it delivered at home. It is a very broad topic to discuss, but sometimes you do need, your papers to be printed, and you would want a physical copy of it. So the best thing you can do is have it, printed and then delivered at your home, at your service. So of course, you can gain more customers by that. I think that is one great mitigating action that we can do, especially in the printing business. So other than that, these are the ways that I think that could really help a business in terms of a pandemic, in terms of everything. Yeah, this will be my very end. This will be my last course requirement, and I've learned so much about printing and about how small the process is for a printing business, especially near schools. And in that way, I think that these mitigating actions can really help them in the long run. And thinking about it, I know that I can give them a better solution, to their company, to their business to help them. So basically, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed my journey, my as doing the processes and stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Once again, my name is Enrico Recorda. Thank you.